Oh, breaking news.
Emergency video.
Hit the red button. Switch to facts and figures and rumors are out.
I woke up to this.
Yeah.
This seems significant. This is still very much in the rumor zone, but it seems like something that we should be paying attention to.
Right. The sources seem legit.
Yes, and I think this is the first of many more of these to come until we get some sort of official information from Nintendo. So this was a story from VGC. The headline is Nintendo targets 2024 with a next-gen console. Let's just run through the key details real fast. So the story says that dev kits are now with key partners.
We were wondering when that was happening. We had predicted that it should be any time now. And whenever dev kits do go out to partners is when you start getting some of these things.
I imagine some of those partners are the people who are speaking to VGC for this story.
So.
Certain companies are notoriously leaky. Ubisoft. So yeah, this just opens up the number of people who have access to this information. So, and not all of them are as strict with it as Nintendo.
Yeah.
They say that it will likely be out in the second half of 2024 so that Nintendo can manufacture and accumulate stock to avoid limits and shortages on day one, which is smart. The report says that it will be following a hybrid format like the Switch, I think like we were all hoping would be.
Don't mess with the good thing. Just keep it.
No need to reshuffle the deck now. You got a good thing going.
But it's good. I think we were all hoping for some sort of just upgraded Switch with the same, the hybrid form factor.
Right.
So I'm glad to hear that.
It says that it is likely using an LCD screen instead of an OLED, with the purpose being we don't want the price at launch to be out of control.
Right.
Also gives them a chance to release the OLED model of whatever this is later.
They basically can follow the exact same pattern that they did for Switch, which works really well for them. So I wouldn't see why not, right?
Yeah. And then last 2 points are it does include a cartridge slot for physical games.
Dodged a bullet there.
And the last one, interesting that they even noted this because they were saying, there's no word on backwards compatibility. I guess obviously if you are making a new game for the next system, you don't really need to know if the thing can do backwards compatibility.
Right. But if you're making a game in a series and your other...
You'll definitely care. I don't know if you need to know though.
I think
unless you were thinking of some way to carry over something. Right. Obviously, that is the topic that's on the top of everybody's mind.
Yeah.
I think everybody wants this to happen, but will it happen? We don't know. So those are the key beats of this story. What do you think?
Yeah, to your point, I think it feels very legit this time. It's not just some rumors out of nowhere, speculation out of nowhere. I think we are... there's smoke, there's fire somewhere. This and that Sakurai video, the timing of these two things just indicates that certainly the dev kits are out.
Talk about that a little bit more. What is this link that you're seeing between those videos?
Yeah, we were talking in our Sakurai video, which we'll link here as well if you haven't seen that yet, about his latest video where he talks about what's the future of Smash. And we kind of had the sense that he was signaling in that video about what's going to happen with Smash when the next Nintendo console comes out. Now we're getting these rumors and this pretty, good speculation around this information about this next console. So it just feels like the two are linked in some way. I don't know if he, got a dev kit or he knows someone that got a dev kit. He probably was briefed, obviously, on all the stuff that's happening with the next console so he can ready himself for potential games or whatever. I think he's on that list of the key partners.
Yeah.
So he's getting this information, and I think the wheels are turning. I want to get in front of not having that brawl situation happen again. So I'll make this video.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing some similarities.
Yeah, at this point, I'm sure he knows. A dev kit is sort of the final step. You can still make a game. They'll probably tell you the specs, and you can kind of mock it up on a PC, understanding the limitations of the hardware. So it's not like, as of today, people are making Switch 2 games. No, people have probably been working on the people who are most trusted and most likely to be working on a launch game. They've probably known about this and have been working on something for a while.
Right.
And of course, Nintendo's been working on stuff for years now, probably. Stockpiling games.
Exactly.
Mario Kart 9.
I'm sure Mario Kart 9 is on that list. I'm sure another Mario game is on that list.
The point about the second half of 2024 so that they can accumulate stock. So we had previously thought it makes sense to get this out before the holidays because you're going to have this rush on day one. You're going to sell out no matter what. And the people who are gift givers in the holidays are not likely to be a part of that.
Right.
So it's like, let's get the mega fans out of the way so that, families and,
Grandma,
moms and dads
yeah.
will be able to buy the thing.
For Christmas.
This is interesting that they're accumulating stock. I guess either way, you're solving for that problem, but it's good that they acknowledge that.
Yeah.
I do wonder why some of these sources who are probably third party, again, why would they need to know that detail? That seems extremely granular to me.
I guess you would maybe need to know if you were making like a big game at launch. You would want to make sure that the people that are going to be able to play your game are able to play your game because there's enough stock.
If I was briefing a partner, I don't know if that would be in the here's what you need to know. So maybe, who knows? We don't know who these sources are.
Yeah, there may be some conjecture or some read between the lines kind of thing.
Yeah, that did stand out to me as like, well, we've been in these briefings, like,
it could have been a passing comment.
It can often be very high level.
Or someone could have asked, like, what are you going to do about stock issues?
Yeah, that's a good point. The hybrid form factor, thank goodness.
Right.
Dodging the Wii U bullet again.
Some confusion bullets.
It's a little silly that we even had to worry about that. But Nintendo is going to occasionally do something wacky.
Nintendo's going to Nintendo.
Or maybe they saw like things are going great now, but we would rather move on early from something that works than too late.
Right, because they don't want the copycats to come out, and certainly there are more, not a lot, but there are some other companies making similar sort of handheld hybrid solutions for games.
Yeah, there's certainly more now than there were even a year ago.
Right.
So it is heating up, and when you're putting out a new console, you are committing to that form factor for another minimum 5 years.
Yeah, and Nintendo is all about long life cycles too, so they might be in it for even longer than that. It's interesting. I'm definitely relieved. I do wonder. There's no mention at all in any of these points about power, about processor, hard, like that kind of stuff, which is, I think, something that people are very curious about. I do wonder if they keep the hybrid approach, what that looks like, because they're going to need to do something on the power side to just be on par.
Well, it would obviously be a step up. My expectations for that are always low with Nintendo hardware because we know they don't care.
Right.
They say, well, what is the game experience that you can do with the hardware versus like what is the sickest graphics that you can do? I'm sure it'll definitely be a step up. I don't expect it to be on par with a PS5 or an Xbox Series S, but they'll find a way.
They're really clever, and I think they will find a creative solution to address that, because I think people are going to ask, and they are going to expect a solution that makes sense for Nintendo games. I actually wondered if it might be in the dock. So when you dock your Switch, or your Switch 2, whatever it is, it it gives you more processing power, and then when you undock it, it's just sort of a normal Switch.
Well, look at you dusting off your engineering degree here.
I don't know. This is armchair guessing.
I think the people who are prone to being disappointed to tech specs are going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
But again, people said, with the Switch, they said, oh, this is outdated from day one. It's like, well, here we are 7 years later.
And we're still playing it, and things are still running pretty okay.
They have found ways to squeeze more power out of that and to make these games look impressive and do things you wouldn't have guessed. So I'm not worried about it.
Right.
But I also don't put myself in that camp where I get super worked up about it.
Sure.
Right. I can't tell the difference between 1080p and 4K. I'm sorry, I just can't.
I can't either,
I just can't.
I can't either. As long as it runs smoothly and it looks good, I'm a happy camper.
Right.
Yeah.
The cartridge slot, that is good news. Every generation, it's like, is this the one where they cut the cord?
I know.
And I think of all the three hardware companies, Nintendo would be among the last to do it.
That's right.
Because they seem very entrenched with the
physical old ways.
The old retail model. They are truly like, yes, we are for everybody, and that includes, somebody who probably is buying DVDs.
Right. More of a collector,
or a purist. Or just like, entrenched in their ways, maybe like, no, I don't like to get caught up in, technology. I just got the internet, buddy.
Yeah.
Who just feels comfortable buying something knowing it will work when they plug it.
Yeah, and Nintendo does have a very like physical mindset. I think it might have stemmed back to their like toy days. And now they have, they still make new Amiibo, for example.
Yeah.
So they have this commitment, I guess, to like physical goods. So yeah, I think that makes sense for the physical games as well.
Yeah, so in any case, this feels significant. VGC was talking about they had multiple sources, which is something we always, plus you, want to see and find meaningful and important. So who knows when the next one of these will be coming, but I think they will be coming.
Yes.
And that
we'll
means
be here to analyze.
We're going to be finding out about this thing soon, and that's exciting.
I think so. Yeah, but so far, I think nothing here has like put up any red flags.
No panic yet.
No panic yet. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you panicking? Are you happy? Are you excited?
There's always time to panic.
There's no shortage of panic is needed here. But let us know in the comments below how you're feeling, what your panic level is, 1 through 10. I'm at a 1.
I'm at a 0. No panic.
I'm feeling good. All right. That's all. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.